Hi guys, it's marianakebaso, and as you can see by the title of this video, we are going to be talking about my unpopular Christian opinions, and I have a lot of them. Disclaimer, these are just my opinions thus far and they are subject to change at any time. I should start saying this before any of my opinion videos. Some of these opinions might stay the same, but some of these might change based on me, being informed and just, changing my opinion, which is normal and natural. It's growth. And I also would like to encourage healthy discussion in the comments, but just try to be nice and not be mean or rude to me. We can disagree healthily and still maintain form of maturity in our discussions. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this video. So my first unpopular opinion, we're starting off with a bang. Purity culture encourages pedophilia and rape culture. Now, I know you're probably like, dang, Mariana, that's a lot there. Okay, let's break it down. I wouldn't have a problem with purity culture if it wasn't put on little girls. Like, you're literally told at 10 years old that you need to stop dressing a certain way or you need to cover up because you're going to tempt someone. Like, why would someone be tempted by a 10-year-old's body, by an 8-year-old's body, by a 6-year-old's body? You know what I'm saying? And that kind of pushes rape culture, which it victim blames. It tells girls who are assaulted or raped that they are the cause, they dressed a certain way, so that's why that happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true at all, and I don't think that it's something that the church should be pushing. And how purity culture kind of pushes pedophilia is because it really encourages men who are pedophiles to be tempted by young girls. No, stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
In any system of power, we do see people who abuse that power, and it's really sad, and I don't think that purity culture helps at all, if that makes sense. So the next unpopular opinion is that telling a grieving person that their loved one's death was God's will just irks me a little bit. Now, this is still a concept that I am trying to figure it out myself, but imagine you just lost your mom and then someone comes up to you and says, it was God's will.
About this doesn't sit right in my spirit.
That's not gonna make you feel better. It doesn't help the situation. It doesn't help you come to accept your mom's death. It doesn't do anything, okay? And I don't like that. I don't like the concept of telling someone who's just lost an important person of their life that it was God's will. I don't like that at all. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me. Feel free to talk with me about this in the comments. But yeah, so the next unpopular opinion is that a lot of Christians put emphasis on some sins higher than other sins. So some Christians will be acting like being LGBTQIA is more of a sin than lying, if that makes sense. And no. And the Bible does not. The Bible says that there is one sin that is greater than anything, which is condemning God, not believing in God. That's the greatest sin of all. But about all the other sins, there's no ranking. There's no oh, well, you just lied, so you're gonna get into heaven. You know what I'm saying? And the next unpopular opinion is to stop judging non-Christians by Christian standards, okay? Not everybody is Christian, and even Jesus and the apostles acknowledge this throughout the gospel, that it's important to be respectful of other people's religion or not religion, and it's important to love them even then. And it's what they didn't tell us to do is to shove religion down people's throats or try to make people live by a standard that they don't follow. It doesn't mean anything to them. So I will use an example from Adventism. So Adventism stresses the importance of healthy diet. So some of the things that we don't eat as Adventists, we don't eat pork, we don't eat most seafood, we don't eat a lot of not traditional animals like octopus, lion, or something like that, just out of the ordinary animals not permitted to be eaten. And I would never hold another Christian to that standard, being someone who's not Adventist being why are you eating pork? No, they're not Adventist, so they don't need to adhere by those standards. Yes, I would encourage, my friends and people around me to switch to Adventism, but I wouldn't be doing that by judging them by Christian standards, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. So the next unpopular opinion I have is that questioning of religious theories and ideology should be encouraged and discussed more in the church. Why I say this is because I feel like in the church pushes this idea that like you can't question anything about religion. You can't ask questions. You can't like expand your knowledge, which is so weird to me because if I have a question about something, like I want to ask it. I want to have it be known. Like I don't want to be like, oh, you can't ask questions about that. Oh, that's just how it is. Oh, that's, tradition, whatever. No, like we should be having healthy discussions about theology and religion throughout church. Like it shouldn't be something that's frowned upon for me to be questioning. And the next thing is pretty controversial, I guess, but I don't think that being LGBTQIA plus is a sin. Now, I don't think it is, and I'm not going to go super in depth in this video. I can make a whole nother video about this if you want, but I just don't think it's a sin because the Jesus and the God that I believe in is a God of love. He's a God of acceptance. He is a God that keeps on chasing after us even when we mess up and even when we make mistakes, and I don't think that that type of God would hate a type of people just because of the way that they love or the people that they love. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. The next thing is that mega churches are evil and they are corrupt and they are everywhere, okay? And I don't even talk about like mega church like Joel Olston, I think his name is. Joel Olston, he's like a mega church guy from like Texas. There's so much wrong with mega churches. And again, whole nother video. If you guys want to see any videos about any of the topics that, or any of the specific opinions that I've talked about in this video, make sure you comment down below. But mega churches as a whole, it's just like, I feel like Christianity, organized Christianity has created a lot of problems in terms of the money that we give churches isn't always going to where it's supposed to go. And this can be seen time and time again. Church has been involved in a lot of scandals, in tax fraud, in pedophilia, in, just everything. And it's like, is this who we are? Is this what we represent? And I feel like a lot of these. So the next unpopular opinion that I have is that following God will not and is not easy in any way. Okay? It is hard, and I feel like some Christians, in attempt to persuade non-Christians to become Christians, like they portray like this glamorized life. Like if you follow God, everything will be good. Everything will magically like fall into place. You'll never have to worry again in your life. Like that's not true, okay? Following God is not easy. There's people who are going to tempt you. There's people who are going to backstab you. There's people who are going to be mean, rude to you. You are still going to struggle as a Christian, and that is not talked about enough for my liking. Jesus himself says that, if you follow me, you're not coming to like the golden path. You're not gonna be exempt from struggle and, life, because that's just how it is. He told his disciples like how hard it was gonna be before they started following him. And I just think that some Christians don't tell non-Christians, that it is a hard life. It's not something that's easy or something that is just like that anyone can do, And the last unpopular opinion that I have, we're going off with a bang, is that youth are not leaving the church because they have been transformed by the world, but rather youth are leaving the church because they had little to no faith to begin with. And I can go into this again, a whole nother video, but I just feel like growing up in the church, sometimes you can grow up, not sometimes, I've seen it, like how people grow up in the church and, they attend church, they go to Sunday school, or we call it Sabbath school in Adventism. They go to the church camps, they participate in the weekend activities, Friday Vespers, this and that, because, they're kind of forced to go. So then when it comes to an age when they're not forced to go to these things, and because they don't have any solidified faith, they leave the church. Like, you see, there's no obligation that is holding them to the church. Like, And I see it, like, it's no secret, like, I see it in my peers around me who have little to no faith, and like when they get to the point in which their parents cannot force them to, you know, attend church things, they just leave the church. And yeah. So this was very interesting for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure you leave a like and comment down below. I respond to every single comment, and I would love to hear your opinions, and subscribe. We're on a road to 500 subscribers. I would love to have you as part of my little fam, my little group, my little clique. And yeah, bye guys.